Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We are on the free to play, and I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on the account. Now, I had a comment the other day. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Which was I really enjoy the streams, but I also enjoy the regular updates and progress on the free to play. I think that's tailed off a bit, maybe inevitable because as you get further in the game, there's not as much change each day. That's true. But overall, I love the content, so keep doing you. So, this prompted me to give you guys an update. Let's talk about the account. Let's talk about what's going on. Now, I actually already recorded one of these and gave a pretty in-depth analysis about the account. And I think it was a little too long. It took about 45 minutes, and it got interrupted by my kids a couple times. So I ultimately decided, like, okay, how about we just do a video again and talk about what I want to talk about. So I'm going to try to be a little quicker than what I was before, and I want to focus on a couple of points, but I do want to talk about what is to come on the account. So first things first, I did not stream today. I'm recording this on Wednesday, the 17th. I did not stream today. There was just a bit of a scheduling conflict between my wife's schedule and mine, and it kind of resulted in me waking up incredibly early. And I know this sounds weird, but I didn't have an accent, so it's hard to explain. Even though I'm a streamer and like you guys can't really see me, I'm still the type of person that wants to feel fresh, and like I treat this like a job. So I wouldn't show up to my job without taking a shower or anything. So unfortunately, she needed our bedroom, which is her office. So I got kicked out early this morning, and she needed to use it, and I wasn't able to go through the bedroom to get to the shower, get my clothes, all that kind of stuff. So I just decided to scrap the stream. I just didn't feel comfortable. I ended up going to sleep around stream time and waking up at noon anyways. So I basically slept for our normal stream time. But tomorrow I will be back. I promise you guys. 9:30 Eastern time. We are going to do some fun stuff tomorrow. So we'll start the update with what's going on with Sand Devil. So Sand Devil, I did complete the event on both accounts. My points per energy was quite high, higher than I had originally anticipated because I've advanced that, and we'll talk about that when I get deeper into the video. But I will be opening one of these tomorrow, one of these Prism Soulstones on the free-to-play as well as on the main account. I have them on both. I've got enough for one of those on both accounts. So that should be fun. We'll do that live on stream tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We're also going to do some live arena. Might do some Hydra since Hydra reset. And we got some champions to test out. We also have some events and tournaments coming up. So just talking like, we're going to talk future first, and then we'll talk about the past and the changes on the account. But we do have this champion training tournament. I have a champion ready to rank up. So our next champion is going to be Razzlevarg, and I've got food ready for him right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use those, get him ranked up and built. He is already booked. We spent our books during this Clan v Clan to book him. We didn't quite get this completely booked out, but we got everything else. So I would love for that to be on a 3-turn cooldown. I really, really would. I don't think it's necessary per se, but it's definitely upsetting to not have. Unfortunately, I cannot think of anything to get another. Well, there is one thing to get another book, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But let's get back on track to what this video is about. What is the status of the account? What is going on? Now, for those of you that are newer to the account, we farm on 12-3 Brutal, but we also have cleared Nightmare when it comes to campaign. So campaign fully completed there. When it comes to dungeons, Iron Twins, most difficulties I do on stage 14. Some difficulties I have to do on stage 13. Now, could I progress into stage 15? Yes, but it's just not a priority for me right now. I do run my keys, my 6 keys every single day, but this just isn't a priority. I have other things I'm focused on right now, areas of the game where I really want to develop my account. So the Iron Twins, I'm happy to be at stage 14. I think that's totally fine. It's a great stage to farm at. I have access to both types of rewards, you know, that as well as the soul coins, and you get more here obviously as well. So I'm very happy farming at this stage. I think it's perfectly reasonable, and I will get to a point where I start leveling up some niche champions for this zone and potentially getting a team going for that. As far as the keeps go, all of these keeps are pretty much completely. I mean, here's what's interesting about them. You can see this one's only to stage 15. I don't remember the last time I had to run a keep on this account. What's really interesting is because I found success so early in different areas of the game, and because I kind of am only leveling champions that I really, really want and not just leveling, you know, like for example, there was a time where I could have 6-starred Herndeg, and I'm not saying he's bad or anything. This is not a knock on Herndeg, but I held out and waited for maybe somebody that would be better, and I got somebody better. I think I got Newt after Herndeg, right? I was like, oh, okay, obviously we're going to do Newt, right? So I was just patient with it. And I didn't really see the point in leveling characters up to 6 stars that I couldn't fully book out, right? So I wanted to be more conservative with the use of my resources. And because of that, I have a ton of potions. You may be asking, where are these potions coming from? Well, I'm regularly killing Clan Boss, Ultra Nightmare through Brutal. Sometimes I'll use my 4th key and do Hard. You'll see here I've done Brutal, I've done Nightmare, and I've done Ultra Nightmare. And I'm getting a bunch of potions from that, as well as from other content in the game, be it Doom Tower or I think there's some potions in Cintranos. Yeah, so I'm getting those resources from different areas of the game. And farming those dungeons just isn't necessary, even though I'm doing as many fusions as I'm doing. So the keeps are not really progressed, but they are all at stage 20 and I can definitely get to stage 20 if need be. I have Newt. Newt would wreck this boss, no problem, right? Yeah, but between Newt and Newt wouldn't do good against Spirit. I always get them mixed up. I always do this to get my cheat sheet. Yeah, sorry. Newt wouldn't do very well in that dungeon, but I do have plenty of good Force champions and Magic champions that would be able to put in some work. We've got a lot of different options at this point in the game, so not worried about any of these keeps, but I also don't need to farm them anymore. That's the important takeaway. Minotaur, we've got down to 18 seconds. I just run a 4-man team, and then whatever champion I'm trying to get masteries on. So like the next one will be Ugo needs to get masteries, and then Razelvarg after her. As far as the dungeons go, Ice Golem, I just stay at 20. Look, I hate Ice Golem. I do. It's a frustrating boss. The waves are annoying. The fight is annoying without certain mechanics. It's difficult to auto. And to be honest, the gear isn't great. Yes, Reflex is something I really want. Yes, Cursed is something I really want. Maybe there's an argument for Provoke, but I don't. With Wixwell, I don't know that I need Provoke gear, at least not for my main team, maybe for a secondary team or something. There's definitely gear here that's good. It's just not a priority for me at all. And I've really kind of I just don't like Ice Golem. So I'll do it when I have to for tournaments, but I'm not in here farming, looking for particular sets of gear at all. Spider's Den, I farm on stage 20 still. We do it in about a minute. I do think I have the makings for a team to push into hard Spider potentially. I just haven't taken the time to do it. I just haven't sat down and said, okay, we're going to try this team. We're going to try that team. My current team is pretty simple. Newt, Geo. They take care of the bosses. What I love about having Ultimate Death Knight on the account, I love him in Spider because you just guarantee the Spider links hit him every time. You don't have to worry about a debuff landing. You don't have to worry about provoke landing. You don't have to worry about taunt being up. You don't have to worry about manipulating it with a weak affinity or anything like that. You can just put in Ultimate Death Knight. He'll take the spiders every single time. Godseeker's in there. If he dies, which right now he doesn't because I've souped him up, but if he was to die, Godseeker automatically reses him without even needing a turn, and then he just continues tanking the spiders. If he dies a second time, then when it's Godseeker's turn, she revives him. We don't even need a cleanse from any like Mithrala or anything. Like, it's just a really good team. I'm very happy with it. Does it in a minute. no complaints there. I will eventually push into hard. I do think I've got a team for that, especially now that I have Mithrala and Hex. We're just haven't done it. I'm just being lazy about it, to be honest. Dragon was much easier to push into hard. You'll see I've got it down to 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I previously just ran my clan boss team in here, and that worked fine, but it was a very, very long run. And that's because of the waves. I was actually having this conversation with a clan member today, and we were talking in depth about, you know, I was giving them ideas for how to kill the boss faster, and then, like, halfway through the conversation, I realized, like, oh, it's the waves. They don't have any way of dealing with the waves. And that was the same problem that I had. I can kill the boss, no problem. I got Newt. I've got Rathalos. Like, I got Geomancer. I have boss killers. That's not a problem. But the waves are a bit of a problem. And interestingly enough, what I've found on this account, because my Seer is not in any ignore defense gear at the moment, she's honestly proving to be less effective than my Sun Wukong, who's built in Savage. Now, I'm going to actually use this. It's a concept I'm having for a future video to talk about the importance of Arena and kind of the roundabout ways that Arena is important that people don't think about. There's the direct ways, there's the obvious ways, but then there's some roundabout ways that I don't think people think about, and I'm really excited for this video, so I'll probably record that one tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. But we'll save that for that video, and let's just focus here. Now, I will admit that most of my progression has to do with having Armands and Newt. This is just such a good combination. There are very little areas of the game that I cannot progress because I have these two champions. I can kill almost any boss, and I can destroy almost any wave. So it's just a really solid team. For this particular team, I've got Ugo bringing decreased defense, as well as this is my healer, too. And then I'm cleansing stuns and poisons with Mithrala. And that's basically the plan here. Sun Wukong is for the waves. He does a pretty decent job, not one-shotting them, but definitely progressing through them faster than what my Seer was doing. And the problem with Seer is that she doesn't do anything. Well, I would turn her A3 off against the boss. And if we didn't kill the waves, then we're just out of debuffs, and then the waves would kill us. So ultimately, this proved to be the most efficient and effective way for me to handle it. There's probably better teams out there, but that's what's working for me. Fire Knight, I feel I have progressed up into hard. However, I've been unable to beat hard without an ally attack. Once we get Lady Mikage, a lot of these areas are going to open up much easier. They're just going to become much easier. We're going to have good wave clear or good wave control with her stun, right? Yes, we have Armands, but we'll get an additional one that ignores resistance and all those things. And then we're going to get an ally attack. That's going to help me on Fire Knight. Get to use those multi attacks and progression. So we're one champion away from Mikage. I'll talk about that in a second. Sand Devil, I actually progressed very recently to stage 21. Stage 20 was the highest that I was able to do, but it actually was much longer. Now that the time shortened because I ran it multiple times and eventually found a good run, but Newt is weak affinity here. And my team is a Godseeker and Newt team. So I moved us down to the Force, and that's where I farm now. I probably fail stage 22. I have not tried it. Would love to get to stage 23 or stage 25, of course, but I don't think my gear is good enough right now for my Godseeker or my Newt. I just need to get more gains. I need to get more defense, more HP through different means. So I'm talking about, you know, faction guardians. For Sacred Order, I have all the faction guardians. So Godseeker's got a lot of help. But we also have Great Hall, right? I am trying to get more defense, as you can see, for Newt, but I would also like to get more HP and defense for Godseeker, right? We also want to make sure we're getting our accuracy prioritized here. So, you know, we're doing things certain ways and trying to progress, and it's a give and take, right? So I also have to be very mindful because my Godseeker is a member of my Wixwell team. I can't sacrifice too many stats or speed. I have to keep her. I mean, you want her high defense anyways, but you can see that for her gear, I did ascend a lot of stuff. I got really good rolls on a lot of stuff. This is what helped me be able to do that higher stage, because previously I failed on it. So I had previously failed on stage 21. I'm able to pass it now and farm it. It's 100%. I have yet to fail on stage 21. It's just a matter. It was just a matter of gear and min-maxing, and that's kind of the point that I'm at, is min-maxing. When it comes to the final dungeon, when we're talking Phantom Shogun's Grove, I've got a lot of progression I need to do here. I have a very, very good team for this zone. It's an all-rare team. I have all of the pieces with the exception of a second Cold Heart, but I could use Newt if I needed to. I'm sure I'll get another Cold Heart, though. But I really love this all-rare team. I love dedicated teams for dungeons. I really do. Because that allows me to take my Newt and build him a certain way that will be good everywhere. Now, in this particular case, the speeds on this team are very high. So I don't know for sure that if I built my Newt to do this area, that he wouldn't be good elsewhere. I say very high, probably about normal for most accounts, but for me it's pretty high. But my Newt on this account is 257, and I think they were 252. So yeah, like if I build my Newt for Phantom Shogun's Grove, I think I'll probably do okay. I think I'll probably find success there on the free-to-play. So probably do a combination of that all-rare team. I could, if I wanted to, put Mithrala in for the... is it Reliquary Tender? I always forget her name. Sorry, I want to actually look up her stats really quickly. We're back on the main account very, very quickly just to look up. Yeah, Reliquary Tender. And what is the speed on her? 284. Yeah, I'll probably build. That's a good, reasonable speed for my Mithrala. So I'll probably try and build this team using Mithrala and just avoid using the Reliquary Tender altogether, because that's a reasonable build for a Mithrala, in my opinion. So we'll probably do that. All right, back on the free-to-play now. We talked about all the dungeons. Faction Wars, I've talked about this before. I do have some areas where I've got up to 63. Other areas recently, I have leveled up quite high. Just by saying, oh, hey, you know what? Let's try to progress with these. And I actually have gained quite a few stars just saying, you know what? Let's try to push this team further until it can't go any further. And I found some success there. But just quite frankly, my roster is quite weak. And I think I've already said it in this video, but I'm not a fan of necessarily building champions just to use them in faction wars and such. On my main account, I use a lot of level 50s, but I also have a lot of really good level 60s that I've built specifically for faction wars, because I got to that point and said, okay, I need to build these guys for faction wars. Like, I can't put it off anymore. I need to get Lydia, but as good as Lydia is, as badly as I want her, and as much as she will do on my account, it hasn't been as much of a priority for me, but it's definitely up there on the list of things to do, and it's certainly going to be a focus moving forward on the account. Arena, pretty solidly in gold 5. I do sometimes dip down, usually on reset, into gold 4, but I am able to get caught up pretty quickly. I do get a reasonable number of easy teams. So you'll see, like right here, I got an easy team. I'm at the point now where I can actually just go top down, build, I start at the top, I keep going. If I lose 3 in a row, then I re-roll, I reset, and try again. I wish there was a way to make my Armand smart enough to not use Polymorph when he doesn't need to, because it just draws out fights sometimes. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll refresh here and see. Here we get another easy team, right? So I get reasonable enough teams. I can usually make it about here. I have no desires to go for platinum or anything like that. Um, so I'm not too worried there. Live Arena, we've been progressing. We do Live Arena on stream mostly. Did not do it today, as you can see. It's obviously active right now, but I won't be using my tokens today. We're progressing very casually through it. The area bonuses that we've been getting from it have been very, very good for me in Demon Lord, helping to make sure that Wixwell team keeps going despite changes to other champions and such. I did recently have to get some extra points in defense here. My team randomly failed on Magic yesterday. I don't know what the cause of that was, but in order to mitigate that, I've been increasing the defense of my teams, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Tag Team Arena, bronze. I do run my 10 keys, my 10 tokens every day. I don't use the extra 10. And I mostly just get these rewards. I don't think this is good value, so I never get the silver. But I do get these rewards. I think the energy is a fair value, and the ancient shards for sure is a fair value. I've got a big stockpile. I would love to be in silver, but I'm not. Tag Team Arena is hard. It's very time consuming, not a priority for me on this free-to-play account. Already talked about Faction Wars, talked about Arena. Clan Boss, as you guys know, I run a Wixwell team. It's highly successful. It only recently had a fail randomly. I could not figure out why. I have, however, buffed up the defense to try and prevent Anchorite from dying. That's the only thing I could think of that was happening. I did not get an opportunity to run the team again on that difficulty because my first key failed. I thought it was a fluke. I leveled my arena up to rank 5, ran it again, and the team still failed. But I got 90 damage, 90 million damage, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to waste 3 keys on Ultra Nightmare, not during Clan B Clan. So let's use my rest of my keys where I need to. I did test it. It looked like only Ursula would die, which still shouldn't be happening, but with the changes I made, I feel confident that Ursula is going to be strong enough to make it in there. And I think I did do a little min-maxing on her as well. Yeah, I did go for a little bit more survivability stats, like some defense here, HP there. So we did go for a little bit of that, just to try and strengthen her up a little bit, get some more defense on her, get some survivability and such. Try to increase these enchantments and things. So we did do a little bit of work to try and make her stronger. It remains to be seen how much of a difference it has made. We will find that out very shortly. Once we get back around to Magic Infinity, we will see if that makes a difference. Okay. So, what else do we have to talk about? Doom Tower. I'm very excited to share my progress on Doom Tower. As you can see, we are in hard. As you can see, we have made it all the way up to Scarab at stage 100. Now, this stage has proven to be incredibly difficult for me. I have tried multiple attempts, multiple iterations of a team. Unfortunately, he hits too hard. I do everything I can to land decrease attack. I do everything I can to cleanse and protect the buffs. I don't have the speeds. I don't have the survivability to take him on right now. It's mostly, in my opinion, my estimation, a gear issue. I do suspect that I will eventually get some champions to possibly bypass this, to possibly find a way to perform better against this boss. But at the moment, I don't. I actually am thinking about rebuilding my Venomage. Now, my Venomage is built very squishy, but built for damage. So my Venomage, we do have 99% crit rate, 187 crit damage. Would love to have more attack than what I have, but I think if I go for more of a speed and accuracy build, I think she's quite slow. Yeah, very slow. I think if I go for a speed and accuracy build with high HP, high defense, I think, and obviously, as you can see, I do run a Blood Shield Ring on her as well. I do think that that's going to get me more survivability, and be able to rely less on higher level. Like she just doesn't survive. She gets smacked. So if I can build her tankier, not building her for damage, then we'll be able to get the heal reduction, and then through that heal reduction, we will be able to destroy. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it destroys the max HP by 75% of damage if they're under a heal reduction, which she can do decent amount of damage just through the poison damage. That might help me with the boss per se, but the boss just hits really, really hard, and my shields are not as big as they should be um, on my account. I should have. I need more HP on my Mithrala. That's something that I need to work on. Um, so if I get more HP, her shield will be bigger, more survivability. We don't really have a good healer. Um, we do have, cleansing in Mithrala, and mini cleanse in Ugo, plus good healing on my Ugo, who admittedly Ugo also needs more HP to increase her heal. So yeah, we've got some work to do. Right now, my Ugo is in an attack ring. That's not helping matters very much, but that is to complete this protection 3-piece so I can get that speed and then the extra 15% HP. So we do have some work to do on our builds to help us further with this fight, but I'm not concerned. This is further than I've ever made it in Doom Tower Hard. Scarab is a tough boss. We all know it. The other option I have is putting a Destroy set on Armiger and building him fast and tanky, but at this difficulty, it could be pretty tough to be able to pull it off. Now, I still have some time to play around with it. I may do that. I may keep trying, and maybe we succeed, but we only have 2 days, I think, left in Doom Tower, so, yeah, less than 2 days. So I'd have to get it today. That would get me to here. And then we have 1 reset left, and that would only get me to 119. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to clear Doom Tower now anyways, because we only have 1 reset left. Or no, I could do this, and then, yeah, the 1 reset happens, and we would get to there. I would not have an additional reset before time runs out. So unfortunately, I will not be able to clear Doom Tower hard, but I am strategizing and trying to come up with some potential options moving forward for Scarab. So that's a future me problem. Cursed City, don't care. Cursed City, I think for a free-to-play is... first of all, I don't think I'm endgame enough for Cursed City. And second of all, you're talking about quantity over quality here. Like, I need to have a much larger champion pool in order to participate in Centranos, because you're taking away a lot of my high quality champions and going to force me to use lower quality champions that don't have a wider power, right? I want champions that are going to be good everywhere. I don't necessarily want champions that are going to be good in one room of Centranos. That's where I'm at on my account right now. 6 months from now, will I be ready to progress Centranos? Who knows? Maybe. But right now, I'm looking for champions that are going to help my power level and my progress now. We also didn't talk about Hydra when we were on the Clan Boss tab. So on Hydra, I did again hit 35 million as the minimum. Why is that number important? If I can hit 35 million, it does open me up for Hydra Clash rewards. However, my clan did not place in the top 3 last week, so I did not get the additional Hydra Clash rewards, but that was on normal. I do think my new team is going to be able to do hard. Let's talk about that new team. So I will be building this week, tomorrow, in fact, if I can find him, my Razzlevarg, right? I'm very excited about building this Razzlevarg. Already booked up, except for that one. We already talked about that. Gear already picked. I just need to put the boots on that I've picked out for him and get this set completed and then get the masteries. But Razzlevarg is going to be in my Hydra team. So let's talk about my Hydra team really quickly. Now, my current Hydra team is Mithrala, Ugo, Wixwell. Who else am I bringing? No, not... Well, I still bring Sun Wukong now. No, I don't bring Sun Wukong anymore. Newt. I feel like I'm missing... I think I brought Godseeker. No, I brought Arbiter. I I feel like something is staring me in the face. I don't think it's Deacon. It's not Deacon. It may very well be Sun Wukong that I've been bringing. I wish there was a way for me to see, to be completely honest. I think it was Geo. This seems about right. So I get my provokes here. I get my block buffs here. I get my damage here. I get my cleanse here. And I get a revive, turn meter, and increase attack from Arbiter. And that just keeps me healthy enough. And then I finish off the health with Ugo. It could have been also that I brought Godseeker instead of Arbiter, but regardless, let's talk about the team that I'm going to build, because it's going to be much better. So the eventual team will be Razelvarg, Gwendolyn, Ugo, Wixwell, Mithrala, wow, and Newt. So with Razelvarg, I will be getting... We do have some overlap of abilities here, but with Razelvarg, I will be getting an AoE Leech, which I really like, as well as increased accuracy and increased speed. He hits hard. He brings a 20% aura, which I really want to be faster on this run. So I want that 20% aura. And then I also get that increased speed and increased accuracy, which is valuable. And Razelvarg can smack AoE hits. Potentially, we're talking 2 AoE hits here. Yes, 1 single target, but potentially you could see an upgrade here, maybe in a provoke or a hex set, something along those lines, right? So there's upgrade opportunities there. And then we have Gwendolyn. What Gwendolyn is coming in for, Gwendolyn's being brought in for decreased speed and decreased accuracy. That's lesser so. She also brings in a leech, so we should theoretically always have a leech up. That's going to help us because we don't have much healing, so we'll get a little bit extra healing from that. We also get increased accuracy. So again, like I said, we're doubling up on a couple of buffs here. And even a couple debuffs, but Gwendolyn can smack. I'm bringing Gwendolyn mostly for decreased speed and damage. Everything else is a bonus. And there is a chance that we could steal a block debuffs and get a free block debuffs for the whole team. Only for 1 turn, but it's still something that is possible. But she also smacks, so I'm bringing them in because they can hit hard and bring the debuffs that I'm looking for, as well as the buffs, right? We have increased speed from Razelvarg and decreased speed from Gwendolyn. So that is the future team that I'm really looking to achieve. I think this team can do hard, if not higher, but definitely hard at least. Wixwell's my provoker, block buffs here, and cleanse and damage, right? And we're mostly counting on the Hex and Newt's damage to be spread via Hex. That's really what we're looking for. Now, there are some other damage options. Unfortunately, they're just built too squishy. My Rathalos is built too squishy. Geomancer could come in, but I like Newt's ability to free eaten targets better. So I've just got options that I really like on the account. So, yeah, that's where we're at in Hydra. And yeah, I think that's probably everything I really need to talk about. Okay, everybody, we're going to call that a video. There may have been a big little skip there. I had a big long rant that I'm going to cut out, and I decided that just right now. I'm actually going to turn it into a separate video. So keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited. I've got 2 very focused videos that I'm very excited to bring out. But as always, thank you guys for watching. If you like my content, if you've been following along with the free-to-play channel, please, if you're able to, subscribe to the channel. That really helps me. It helps me with the algorithm. It's going to help me grow my channel and help me, bring more to kind of spread and interact with other content creators. If I've got 1,000 viewers that I could potentially bring to them, right, they're going to say, oh, okay, yeah, why don't we do a collaboration or something? And then that's going to help my channel grow and help me come up with some really cool, unique content that I'm not currently able to do on this channel, right? So please, if you can, click that button. Also, liking, commenting, that also helps me with the algorithm. That's going to help me, build this channel even more. I love doing this. I absolutely do. It's a blast. I want to keep doing it, and I need your help to get there. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for anything that you guys are able to do as far as supporting, whether it's doing the things I just asked for or just hanging out during the streams. I love it. This is such an honor to be able to do this kind of stuff. Truly, I really, really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.